Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Mila Braika. I'm looking at a couple of words here in the Hebrew language, and they're found in Proverbs 11, verse 2. And they basically form the root of an expression we have in English, even to this day. It's well known. Pride comes before a fall. The first word we start here with is Zadon, and this is the bubbling of a pot of stew. Yeah, if you see it, Zidon, uh, you can also see it with a yod. But anyway, this means something that's frothing over, bubbling up. It's just getting up bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? So Zadon. It's intensifier. Got a nun, intensifying nun at the end here. And then kalon means small or simple or even fast. So that's the root meaning of what we have of kalon here. And also same thing here, an intensifying nun on the end. So really bubbling over or really dropping down or deflating. So in a sense, you can say inflating, deflating, getting bigger, dropping small, and so it's just it's quite a contrast here. These two words here, these two conditions of whatever's happening to somebody. So Proverbs 11 verse 2, ba zadon, okay, comes zadon. Often in when you have this, these are very much related roots here. Of course, there's Beit Aleph and Beit Aleph as well. Often the prefix form comes before the suffix form, but at this time it's run around the other way, and so it's a suffix form or just an absolute form you want to call it. Ba zadon, so comes inflating, comes bubbling over, comes often in Hebrew you have a very physical root working there. Something that you can visualize, a pot of stew boiling over, bubbling up. Even you'll find this in extra biblical literature. I saw it in the Hezekiah inscription. The workers went up towards Zid, okay, Zayin Dalet. What is that? Oh, it's a bubbling of the water where they were following apparently a little bit of a water fountain when they were cutting their tunnel. So Zadon. So this is something that really bubbles over. Okay, you can get very effervescent, very overbearing, very powerful and stuff. So when this kind of bubbling over comes, and translating as a dynamic sense or what it really means, is this is then the personality of a person. We're talking about people here, of course, and when the person has an overbearing personality or has an overbearing way of doing things, he or she is always right, always going forward, and always presenting their own agenda and so forth. Then there's Zadon, intensive noon here, the end right here. Both of them end with intensive noon. So this is getting big time. Okay, coming along comes with big stuff, comes with pride, of course. So translating this is the personality of the person that is pride, and then this is a contrasting vav here. Then so. First comes the pride, first comes the bubbling over, and then will come kalon. Kalon is the small stuff. Okay, you're all of a sudden you're a big guy, and all of a sudden, boom, you're nothing. You're nobody. You're in office, big stuff. You're not in office, boom, you're all of a sudden you're just a normal citizen. So, and that's often what happens in this day and age. The very powerful, proud people of this world can all of a sudden find themselves in a very humble circumstances, even thrown into jail or exiled or whatever. So Napoleon did it twice. So very powerful, very influential, and all of a sudden nothing. Okay, so there it is. Kalon. Okay, and then comes the deflating, comes the smallness. Okay. If you're looking at how words or how verbs are defined, you'll find in the chart of the analysis that they do of verbs. And you see them you see it always in the um, analysis of verbs in the apps, Blue Letter Bible or Bart Bible, whatever app that's going to tell you just what a verb is doing. Most of them in Hebrew are known as kal verbs. That's kof lamed verbs. And that means the simple, straightforward, easy, however you want to say it, the very easiest or very smallest way to put together a root. And that's the most common, actually, in Hebrew. The other ones, which are hifos and hitpayas and hofos and so forth, all those kind of nifos, those are more exotic roots. And in contrast, the kal is the one that takes the day. So that's the more normal root of how you'd run a verb root, or how a verb is defined. So kalon, and all of a sudden, boom, small. Okay, so the person is big, comes big, goes small. And then the second section of our pericope, right, second part of the verse 11, 2 right here, you'll have an et, which we can take as a direct object marker, but also take as a preposition with, okay, but with or along with. Sit nuim. These are humble ones, plural, masculine plural here, humble ones, hokmah, but with humble ones is wisdom. Now, there are a few different ways we can translate the second part here. The second part, as you notice very carefully, doesn't have a verb in it. It's just simply, say, direct object marker or preposition, yeah, I'll take it as a preposition with the humble ones, okay, wisdom. And the simplest way is just simply take it as a predication. With humble ones is wisdom, okay? Boom. I think King James does that. However, it makes a little bit more sense to take whatever these verbs are doing here, and they're both the same verb, okay, ba and yabo, and just follow through the action of these verbs, of this specifically the second one, okay, yabo, that will come, okay, and then so we just take this verb, apply it to what happens in the second line. This is how the second translation is done here. When pride comes, ba zadon, then comes disgrace, okay, yabo kalon, okay, you're inflated, boom, you're deflated. But, and this is the contrasting valve right here, this one. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, comes deflation, but to the humble ones, and then take this verb and continuous action on through providing the action, providing the action of what's the second line is. Then to the humble ones comes hokmah. Okay, so hokmah is coming to the humble ones. Humility comes to the humble ones. Okay, well, yeah, and incidentally, then taking what this is as a group of people, but ones that are with humility, then humility and hokmah are related. Okay, so with humility comes wisdom. In other words, humble ones represent humility, and with humble ones there is then wisdom. But wisdom comes to them because humility is a characteristic of those kind of people. So it's a very a very well-known proverb, very well-known concept. The important people of the world, the big shots and so forth, are often big shots for a little while. Boom, then their power or their health or whatever falls apart. Their be it government, be it company, be it whatever it is, wealth and so forth, that can disappear in a flash, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're very helpful. That happens all the time with movie stars. They produce a very important, very high earning film or movie, and they think they're really on top of the world. However, no more roles come through, and all of a sudden, boom, they're nothing. And so it is. It can be a very humbling experience to go from tremendous wealth to total poverty. So, or from super importance to nothingness, and it happens that can happen just as quickly. The the person who is faithful and following the Lord, the one whose heart is directed to the direction of the Lord, comes into this category. There's humility. I'm in this world, and the things I have and the things I'm doing all come from the Lord, and then with humility, then of course we learn wisdom, and with wisdom, of course, we come to understand what happens in these scenarios. Okay, so if we would have some fame, oh, that's of the Lord. Incidentally, the Apostle Paul said, hey, if I got anything to be proud of, he just listed up the whole long list of all the things he could be proud of. He says, oh, that's just rags. What really counts in life is what we do in humble service to our Lord, and we do that through chokmah. We do that through wisdom, and we attain wisdom. We learn wisdom, learn from the scriptures, learn from experiences in life, and so it's a tremendous privilege to follow the pathway of service to our Lord, and that pathway comes with humility, and it comes with wisdom, and able to detect then what's happening around us and understand it very clearly. If we have anything, we have it because the Lord has given it to us. If we have any talents, whatever it isn't because we're talented in ourselves. The talents we have, we come from the Lord. So God bless and God strengthen you in this day. And incidentally, it's simplified into the expression, pride comes before a fall. Okay? Those who live high, won the lottery, whoa, super high, wow. Lots of very happy, lots of pride because of getting something, big prize, winning the Olympics, winning something, and then all of a sudden, pow, it falls apart, it dissolves, your health goes, you're an athlete, you're a super athlete one day, and the next day you take your back out, and all of a sudden you're nothing. So, yeah, it's something that we have to be cognizant of and live our lives in such a way that it's lived in humility. With humility, then the Lord brings us chokmah, brings us wisdom. So learn wisdom, follow it. It's something that stand you in really good stead throughout your life. God bless, and until the next time.